Grace and peace, y'all. Y'all know I need a second to get this thing situated. Do me a favor and type one in the laptop and type one down in the comment section. Let me know that y'all hear me. I'm trying to see if I can get on here. Shalom, you can hear me? Type one, type one. Grace and peace, lot. I'm trying to see if I can get on here and be on here for a little while. Try to get on here, and I said I was going to try to answer a couple of questions regarding a whole bunch of stuff. I'm wondering if y'all saw, before we even start going in, did y'all see Sinetta? Matter of fact, here, let me see if I can, whilst I'm, before I even go in, and this is something I never normally do. As a matter of fact, I always do that all the time. Sometimes I had the questions here and I start going other places. Let me see if I can, I gotta look at my phone. I gotta do two things at one time. If y'all are into some of the history and the culture and y'all been following Sinetta, these two gentlemen here, Sinetta and Garfield, y'all got to go. You see that Sinetta talks Malcolm X? Let me see if it pop up on the screen here, because I know yesterday I got cut off trying to show y'all something. Let me just see if this screen, I may have to, hold on, let me figure something out, because I'm not seeing it on here. I want to make sure y'all see this. I think I might have to go to reshare screen. Hold on a second. Y'all, tell me y'all see it. What do y'all see down there? Caught bits of it. Okay, did you see the screen when I put that up on the screen? That's what I'm trying to do. No, I think I'm gonna go over to this screen. Then I'm gonna hit this. Then I hit this. And y'all tell me what y'all see right now, because I want y'all to see it. I wrote I think I wrote it down. I'm just not seeing my screen right here change. Let me turn this down a little bit. I'll tell y'all in a second if I see it on here. Okay, all right, y'all see it. This is interesting. He's talking about Sinetta, talking about how he got started. He given someone his past, how he met Garfield and all of that. But what I thought was interesting is he was talking about, him being down with Khalid Muhammad and the whole Nation of Islam, Malcolm X. And I'm bringing this up for a reason. The whole Nation of Islam and, Malcolm X, the whole everything. Khalid Muhammad, everything that went down with Khalid Muhammad and how he was basically fired or they got rid of him from the Nation of Islam because he went and he said something about European Jewry. He went and he said something to the college about European Jewry, and apparently Farrakhan got that phone call, and Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam was not going in that direction. Garfield said something interesting. Of course, Farrakhan was coming up, I guess it was on the anniversary of the march or whatever, the Million Man March or something to that effect. And he had ministers and other people moving with him. A lot of people say, oh, Farrakhan giving out the pure truth. And I'm bringing this out for that reason. When Khalid Muhammad wanted to talk that old separation stuff and, the stuff that we know the Nation of Islam for, we got to separate ourselves as a people. And I hear a lot of young folks saying that right now. You got people that started off saying that, but they changed their speech. That wasn't Farrakhan's speech. And when the phone calls came through and they got some questions about Khalid Muhammad calling, talking about European Jewry. Here in New York, European Jews are strong. In Israel, the New European Jews are strong. And they got that phone call. Farrakhan had to back up off of him. He backed away from him, and he was never rocking with the Nation of Islam no more after that. Why? Because Farrakhan and them know that when we start moving in a certain way, there's powers that be. There's powers that be. I wish more people would understand that there's a political move and a political side to the church and to religion. And a lot of people don't understand that. I got a lot of pastor friends don't understand that. When you go to church, you go and you jump and you clap and you love God and you focus on God and God's kingdom. But a lot of people that I know go to church and they don't go, they go to church and, they love God and they believe in doing their neighbor right and they believe in Jesus and everything. But they go there back in the day, they would go into sell Amway, they would go into mix with their fraternal brothers and sisters, and they go for different reasons. A lot of people use church, especially in the African-American community. We've always used church for networking. So a lot of people go there. So there has to be a political business side to the church. to religion. But when I talk about this, people get upset. I'm gonna stop sharing this, but y'all look at this. It's two. This is one of the videos, 2 hours and 30. I must have watched 2 hours and 15 minutes of it. It's very interesting because it's along the lines of some stuff that I do and some people that I build with and some people that I talk to. A lot of people often get upset. All right, I'm gonna stop that screen. Hopefully y'all caught that. I'm gonna stop that screen and I'm gonna go back here because I want y'all to understand. I want y'all to know that understanding the times are, that's of the utmost importance. Understanding the times and the seasons in which we are in. There's something that is happening right now. So I brought that up for a reason so y'all can see that. One of the brothers, I'm gonna get into some questions, but one of the brothers hit me and he said that he is a Christian God. I said, Lord Jesus, this is just my life. Now, some folk will get upset because I tell y'all straight, I'll build with Freemasons. I'll build with 5%, but I build with Freemasons. I build with a lot of Moors. There's a lot of Moors that talk about spirituality, but they talk about history and the culture. And I don't see nothing wrong with talking about history and the culture. And there's more and more people that's doing that. Before, a lot of church people didn't want to talk about it, but I'm finding there's a younger generations of believers that's talking about that. We have people that's pushing science, this scientific worldview that these people are pushing to us that we just came around by chance. It's not working. They've been pushing it for a long time, but there's more and more people that's getting into African spirituality, metaphysics, the occult. People may be leaving the church and looking to alternate spiritualities, but people's not going with this. We came from monkeys and there's nothing else out there. Yeah, at least a bunch of you dark folk ain't doing that. They can lie all they want to lie. A bunch of y'all folk are searching for some things. And in the midst of searching for it, you want to understand science, you want to understand some things, but y'all are going into the occult. Y'all are going into metaphysics. Y'all want to understand things about the spirit world and the ancestors. And everybody is seeking because they have something on the inside. They know it's more out there. Is that innate in you? That's a question. That's one question. Is that innate in you, or were you born like that? Because people say, "Oh, you just a Christian because you was born a Christian." Oh, shut up! I ain't dealing with that. But I'm gonna deal with a few questions. I want to deal with a few questions, and I want to deal with a couple of other things that came in. The brother came, and the brother hit me. He said that he was a saved God. I met 5%ers that prayed before. I think I met 2 before they prayed. But he said one guy said he was praying to his higher self. I guess me copping and getting in contact with my higher self. But this guy, he grew up in the church. And he said he never stopped believing in the church and the God of the Bible. But then he started running into the 5% doctrines, and he started lining the 5% doctrines up, which are on the rise. He started lining those up with the scripture. So when the 5%ers told him that the Bible says ye are God, and he went and he told the pastor and them, and they couldn't really answer that from Jesus talking in John 10 and Psalms 82. He said he always kept it to himself, but he said that I'm a saved Christian, I'm a saved person, and I'm God. I'm saved and I'm God. And I'm seeing more and more stuff like this. I know it's a bunch of nonsense, but people, he was serious about it. So when these people are talking to me, I don't take them like, I don't take them like, listen, y'all out here with this crazy, this ain't nothing but pure foolishness. Now, I'm around older pastors and stuff, and I know that that's what they believe. But for the most part, I hear these other people out. I don't even think he was 40 yet. I hear the younger people out, and I hear them out for a reason, because they're the next generation. They're the ones that's, hopefully going to take it to the next level. So we want to pass our wisdom. We want to pass our knowledge on. That's why I'll build with Freemasons. And I'm going to explain to y'all why I build with certain people that are involved in Principle Freemasonry, why I do it. Because people get offended, and then you publicly say it. You shouldn't say this as a believer. And listen, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to do something. I'm going to tell y'all a whole bunch of the truth. I ain't say all the truth. I said a whole bunch of the truth, because the truth will get you killed. The truth. Problems come with the truth. Y'all see Khalid Muhammad wanted to go down there and said he wanted to expose this and talk about this and talk about that. It's a fine line. You playing yourself when y'all out here talking about certain things. I'm going to talk about the book review and some other stuff we're going to do too. I'm leading up to something. So he said that he's God. He said that he's God, and he believes that he's God, and he believes that he's born again. So I said, okay, because I believe that what God is doing in this hour, he's doing from different people. The Father is seeking such. I believe he's going different places. So when I read the Bible, I would often read certain things in the Bible, like what Jesus. Sometimes I'm on a chill and I'm in my private time. I'm gonna crack the Bible open and I'm gonna just see Jesus speaking to individual people. Let me see what Jesus said to individual people. Now we got some people out here, they say, well, Jesus' words are above Noah words and above Moses' word. That's not how orthodoxy, that's not how we move. When we move, if we're reading something from Isaiah, that is the mouth of the Lord that's speaking through his holy prophet. If it's Jesus, it's the same thing. A lot of people get in cults and they get confused and, well, Moses was greater than Obadiah and all of this stuff. No, when we crack the book open and we crack it open, we're looking at it and and how I pray, God, open my eyes so I can behold wondrous things out of thy law. I'm respecting the book. I'm coming with reverence, and I believe deity is speaking to me through the book. That's how I approach the book. But there's sometimes I look to just deal with the time of Israel in the first century with Christ, and I crack it open and I see what Jesus said. And I'm looking at Jesus and I look at individual conversations. We don't see those conversations so much in Matthew, Mark, and Luke. Those are what we call synoptic gospel. All those stories are the same thing. Jesus spoke in a parable, Jesus healed somebody. All of those three stories are the same thing from those three gospels. But the fourth gospel, John's gospel, is on another level. It shows Jesus not only more of his divinity, but it shows private conversations. The third chapter, a ruler of the Jews came to Jesus by night. His name was Nicodemus, and he was a Pharisee. Matter of fact, let me stop right there for a minute. Who's in here? Holder, Lot. I want to ask a few of y'all a question. Holder, Lot, and Jones. Was Jesus a Pharisee? That's a question, because I'm gonna take y'all to the Pharisees and Edom and the formulation of the occult and the Pharisaical order and how the master masons building off a jury in Europe and how Europe came up and how America came up. I said I wasn't gonna say it, but I'm wilding out right now. But I'm backing up. So he's talking to Nicodemus, and Nicodemus was a Pharisee, a ruler of the Jews, and he came to Jesus by night. And whilst he was talking to him, Jesus said, verily, verily. When the King James Bible say verily, verily, that means listen up, I'm finna tell you something, and it's just 100, I'm gonna keep it with you. Verily, verily, I say unto you, you must be born again. I'm gonna park right here for a minute, because a lot of people talking about wake up the God inside of you. The truth of what Jesus and them was teaching is just as a shut up. I'm going with what them words say in that book. Now, y'all want to build that the book is tampered with. We can build with that too. Manuscript. Make sure you know what you're talking about first. Because a lot of people come to me don't know what they're talking about. If you know what you're talking about, we can build on that. But he said you must be born again. Not realize that God is in you and you got to wake up God. You got to, just like you was born one time, he told Nicodemus. Nicodemus was confused. A Pharisee that knew Torah, that spoke, read, and wrote Hebrew. He said, how can a man go back inside his mother and come back out of and get reborn again? He said, ain't you a ruler? Ain't you a leader? Don't you got a PhD? Ain't you been to seminary? He said, that which is born of flesh is flesh, and that which is born of spirit is spirit. So Jesus automatically came and said, we got two natures. Just like you're born into this world, you need to be born into the spiritual world. Your spirit needs to be born or made alive unto God or unto deity. That's different from a divine spark. We're going to talk about that. I said, okay, that's interesting. And then I would go to other places. I turned one chapter over. Jesus sent his disciples away because they was religious Bible thumpers. And he said, I must needs go through Samaria. And he went and he sat on a well. We don't know why he's there, but then he see a lady just coming, and she coming to get water. And he started talking to her. He said, give me some water. She's surprised. She said, I'm a Samaritan, you a Jew. The Jews and the Samaritans, racial beef. Yeah, we don't talk to each other. Why are you talking to me? He said, if you knew who I, he basically, I'm paraphrasing, if you knew who I was. And then she got into religious conversation with him. And he said that the hour is coming, and now is when the Father is going to be worshiped in spirit and the truth. For the Father seeketh such. They that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth, for the Father seeketh such to worship him. So I know it's not mystical. I know it's not none of that esoteric stuff, because I know this is a work that the Most High is doing, and he's doing it in the spirit of a human being. It has nothing to do with flesh. It has nothing to do with skin color. So that's how I often would go through writ, and I would slowly start walking people through writ. Let me see how long I've been on, because I'm going to say a whole bunch of stuff in a little bit of time. Nobody said so far. Let me see. I'm looking for y'all to answer that question. Was Jesus a Pharisee? Because we know in the Bible, the Pharisees were the people that were beefing with John the Baptist and beefing with Jesus the most. But they was down with the temple. They was the main people in the church. And we're in this time that we got a bunch of Pharisees, but then we got another move that God is doing. But the move he was doing was not so much inside the temple. It was with Jesus and John. They went to the temple. Jesus went to the temple, but his main work was in the street with the people. I'm he that has an ear. I'm hoping some of y'all just grasp what I'm saying here. So, all right. So he started talking to the woman, and he said that true worshipers will worship him in spirit and in truth. And okay, I said, okay, I can agree with that. And I attempt to try to show brothers individual things and tell people stuff. I said, we can't be like the Pharisees. The Pharisees beef with John the Baptist and the Pharisees beef with Jesus. But I'm not going to lump all the Pharisees together. I'm not going to lump all the Freemasons together. I'm just not going to do it, because if y'all remember, there were other Pharisees that were believers. Joseph of Arimathea, when Jesus died, Joseph gave him a tomb. That was a Pharisee. Nicodemus that came to him to learn, that was a Pharisee. Gamaliel that taught Peter, that taught Paul and told him, yo, chill, just let the movement grow. That was a Pharisee. So we got to be careful. This is one of the things I try to give everybody. We got to be careful. All the Pharisees weren't foul. Some of them fell into the plan. Most of them didn't. But some of them fell into the plan. So we got to be careful when we're dealing with certain things out here. I'm going to move on to something else, but I'm going somewhere. Somebody else came to me and somebody else said, well, Berita, you're really helping me out with the doctoring and the tampering with the Bible from certain videos, certain things that I've learned from you. And I said, brother, well, you got to be careful when we use certain terms. What do we mean? Rush, what do you think this brother could have meant when he said the doctoring and tampering? Is doctoring and tampering the same thing? Because there's more and more younger people that's out here hitting me talking about doctoring and tampering with the Bible. And he said, why they took out 75 books from the Bible. It's always happening. If we got 66 plus 75, somebody do the math for me. Pull out your phone, do the math. I can't do the math and talk the same. That got to be 130 something. That got to be 140. That got to be about 100. What Bible on this whole good God green earth? What Bible on this whole green earth got 140, not chapters? King James Bible got 1,189 chapters, not chapters. What Bible on this planet got in the history of this planet since the printing press, before the printing press, when we had manuscripts with your handwritten, what Bible on this planet ever had 140 books? Brother, you don't know what you're talking about. You heard that from Phil Vanna. You heard that from somebody and you picked it up and you ran with it. You can't just pick up stuff in this age and run with it. It'll work for people that don't know, but when you come around other people, they're going to question you. A lot of times they're not dogging you out, but they're going to question you just to have you thinking about certain things. And that's where I'm just going to leave that at. There's no Bible. Anybody that come around here, please don't let nobody tell y'all that 75 books is missing about the Bible, because it's just not missing about the Bible. This is stuff that people are planting. This is things that people are saying. This are things that people are doing. Now, somebody said, another question was, somebody said, Berean, why are you building with the gods? I build with I build with gods. I build with mostly Freemasons. I'm very interested for a specific reason in the Blue Lodge, and brothers that tell me they was raised to the sublime level of a master mason. That's just a 3rd degree mason. Most people that y'all probably know are master masons, just regular masons. Forget 33rd and all this internet talk. 32nd, my grandfather, all of that stuff is good right there, but most people y'all probably know that our Masons are master Masons, the 3rd degree in the lodge. There's only 3 degrees in the lodge. Dr. Ben, everybody argued that. Even Pike and them argued that there's only 3 degrees. Everything else is appended bodies. But when I look at Masonry, I look at Masonry for a reason, because I know that there's a political side to the church, and I know that Masonry took Europe off the ground. Masonry formulated America and took America off the ground. So if I look at England, if I look at France and Napoleon, and I look at America and European nations that have ruled the planet, I have to begin my investigation somewhere. So I look at certain things. I know Freemasonry is built on the Old Testament, is built on Solomon's temple. Now, what's that other book? Let me go to my Kindle for a minute. I'm gonna do a book review. I ain't gonna give y'all everything, but I'm gonna show y'all something. Is it A Chosen People? Who wrote that book? Is Des in here? A Chosen People. Chosen People. Let me see if I can get to the cover of this book. Let me see if I can get to the cover of this thing here. Chosen People. Jacob Dorman. I think I'm gonna do something. I think I'm gonna do something on that right there. I don't know if y'all can see that. I'm gonna do something on that Chosen People. I think Saturday, I'm gonna do something for that, my Patreon people. I'm gonna drop a video. I'm gonna go live talking specifically about that. But he talked about, it's interesting because he talked about the Dutch rabbi, Ben Israel, I believe his name is. He talked about a Dutch rabbi in 1650 that started saying that, now people took it and ran, that during the Babylonian captivity, that Israel was spread out, or lost tribes were spread out because of what Nebuchadnezzar and them did. And they spread to Asia, the Middle East, and to Africa. Now, later on, somebody else started, especially when we started getting into prophecy, and a lot of us premillennial people, if y'all been following us, if you start getting into prophecy, and a lot of Protestants that were Freemasons that believed 1947 was going to be something and Christ is going to come back, but he's going to bring his people together, it started getting popular and it started jumping in Europe through Freemasonry, through Protestant, through the churches, and in taverns and bars, people talking religion in bars. Religion, law, and politics, like the Boston Tea Party, Freemasons was talking in a bar. Religion, politics, how we gonna make these things happen? And we gotta make it happen through religion and the power of religion, the power of belief. I hope y'all are with me on where I'm trying to go here. So they started stirring and talking in Europe about a heavy chosen people. This thing started spreading around. It started going to Jamaica, and it was mainly spreading through free thinkers who were mainly Freemasons. And they can get together and talk in private. Now, they were saying in Europe, they were saying, oh, we ain't talking no politics, man. From Napoleon, they stayed using the lodge for politics and making moves. And that's why the kings and the Pope and them was like, man, we're going to shut them, we're going to murder them. They're going to die playing around with us. So to be honest, the secret societies or enlightened free thinkers, they had a freedom that you couldn't really have because, you know, political, you're getting yourself killed, you're getting poisoned, you're getting executed, you're getting flogged, you're getting burnt at the stake. These folk wasn't playing in Europe. But yet a people came through with a doctrine and a book and a tradition, and them folk established America. Say what you want. Folk ain't killing themselves to go to Ghana. Folk killing themselves to come over here. Folk hiding in the wells of plane, they hiding on boats because them Freemasons, they had a plan. They had a plan for this country and for people that wanted to be free thinking and free following religion, not being subject to the Bible thumpers. I don't care what I say anymore. I'm not gonna give everything, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm saying all of this for a reason. So they came and they established America. Y'all can say what y'all want. I don't care what y'all say. Them Freemasons, America's great. Built on the Bible and Freemasonry, America is great. Europe became great. Europe got money. Slave trade, I hate the white man. They listen, you better follow. Listen, I might not like what Buster and them doing, what Puffy and them doing, Jay-Z getting money. You better, there's certain patterns you can follow with what people are doing. You can follow the pattern. What made them great as a nation? What made them great? What made them come forth and spread out? What made everybody want to flock to them as a people? Oh, the elite this, and we'll talk about the elite later on and the 1%. I'll talk about the blood. I'll talk about the sacrifices and virgins, and those people said we can imitate a thing. They wanted to draw off of energies. Said if you copy somebody, you learn a thing. I don't know why I'm going here. If you copy what somebody are doing, you learn a thing. So in Freemasonry, everything is established around Judaism. Everything is established around the temple, working out Solomon. You started having, I forgot those brothers' name. It's in the book. I'm gonna bring all of that up. And they started saying, listen, we're the chosen people. The other guy grew his hair long. One cat said, I'm Samson. The other guy said, listen, I'm King David. These regular white folks saying I'm King David because they're calling a spirit, they're calling an energy to themselves. Like my man, we were joking the other day, he's like, Nat Turner's back. People say these things for a reason. If you understand energies, vibrations, the occult and spirit. Go run, tell whoever y'all want to say Berean saying what Berean is saying. These are things that are out there. These are just things that are out here. So they said, we're going to start. So they started propagating, we're Israel, we're Jews, we're chosen. And they started working out rituals. That's why they had theater. What you call people, that's where we get the word hypocrite from, to wear a mask. That's why they had theater in Kemet, because when they would work out a ritual, they would do something, the priest would do something symbolic of the netters and the pharaoh. They would work it out among the elite, not the farmers, not all the regular people, but they would have drama. They would have theater, because people learn from seeing and people get attached with the thing. That's how come real spiritual people say, yo, I'm careful what I watch. Grandma and them ain't even had no internet. Grandma and them ain't even had no education. Grandma and they had too much of nothing, but they be like, listen, they knew something about their eye gates and their ear gates. Well, I got to be careful what I hear. I got to be careful what I look at, because that thing can influence you in a certain way. So they started having these grand festivals. Oh, Harry Mabitha's dead and we're going to raise him up. That all of that stuff, Pike and the Freemasons tell you, all of that stuff is to teach a doctrine, to impress upon the brother's heart. You were dead. Now you have raised up and you've come to light. And they take them and they take the blinders off of you. Now you see light. They reworked the ritual, because preachers say Jesus is the light of the world. So how can you be a preacher and say you come into the light in the lodge and you already been a pastor for 13 years? So they reworking the rituals, but they're doing all of this stuff for a reason. So these folks said, I'm going to get up off the ground. We're going to get our country up off the ground. We're going to take it another way, and we're going to take it through religion, through people believing that they're chosen, and through imitating a thing. Through imitating. Don't go run talking about Berean saying this about the European Jew. I'm just telling y'all history. I'm just giving y'all, so through imitating a thing, you can draw that power, you can draw that energy, you can draw that thing to yourself. That's why we have theater. That's why we work things out. That's why we have rituals for people to see individual things. And that's going on for a reason, and we're seeing more of it. We're seeing more of it. Now I'm talking to the pastors and them. I'm talking to them preachers and them. They Freemasons. They like, I'm like, bruh, if I'm where I am right now, he's like, oh man, where you are, brother, right now. Man, if you were only with us, we could share more with you. You ain't got to share nothing with me, because that's the problem. Y'all are sworn to secrecy and y'all can't talk about it. If I got here by the level of God and studying, writ and praying, that deity open up my understanding. If I do that without y'all in the lodge and getting raised, why would you come and tell me, oh, if I was down with y'all? You should be free to share this information, what you know. I'm not gonna lie. I built with some heavy Moors, and they dealing with laws and certain things. I don't deal with the Moors spiritually, but the Moors talk about certain laws and contracts and how the Europeans did, and that is a part of a connection to it. I met a Moor, I'm building with the Moor. I can't even say his name. I'm building with the Moor the other day. I'm like, wow, he a Moor, and he's like, listen, yeah, man, yeah, I'm not. So as soon as he starts saying he a Moor, we building, we getting it in, boy. I'm finna go in on Noble Drew Ali. He said, man, Noble Drew Ali is just one of the most recognized Moors here. He said, man, we've been teaching, we've been building, we've been moving on this planet before Noble Drew Ali was born. So now I'm meeting Moors on another level. They ain't even thinking about Noble Drew Ali. He's like, all right, just like y'all in the church, y'all got TD Jakes or whatever you want to call it. He brought that over here. But we've been had people teaching. We've been building with them folk in Europe, and we've been on our square. That's for the other people that understand that language. I'm like, okay, this is now it's going somewhere else. But they're showing ritual, and they're showing, I'm seeing how they work in hand with myth. Myth are just stories. Myth are just stories or traditions, whatever it is. Don't start crying. Don't start crying and speaking in tongues. We just talking. And they start giving people a story and working and building a people's consciousness through a story. Now that made me think, when I started looking at that and being raised to the level of a master mason, and how Benjamin Franklin and so many other people have used this thing to elevate to a next level, to take this country to another level, to take politics and everything to another level, and try to give people their own freedom of religion, to do whatever they want to do. You grow and you build and you understand, but don't let the king, don't let the pope, don't let the bishops, don't let them rule you. Just you have your freedom to grow and understand, and none of them, that's the heavy thing, none of them, even like I said, the more, none of them disrespect the book. They understand it a little bit differently, but none of them disrespect the book. They know it's power in the book. They know it's power in the doctrine. However you look at it allegorically, like Rob Moses, however you're dealing with it, they understand in that, and that book is the key to life. It's life in that book. It's something to build us as a people another level to that book. Notice I'm not telling y'all, come be a Christian. Come be a Freemason. Come be, you gotta be Hebrew. You gotta be, no, it's another level. It's another level. Because God ain't stuck on titles like y'all loving them titles and y'all down here banging, oh, I'm Israel, I'm Judah, I'm Limbo, I'm Pentecost. God ain't into that. God ain't into that, but he's doing something. He's doing something in the earth in this day. Why would that brother come and talk about he God now? That's how come I say pastors. I don't even know. Pastors got the hardest job out here right now. If they ain't leaving your church and you letting them folk be free, these young folk, and if you, I dare any pastor right now to get to opening up that floor on a Wednesday night, Friday night. You're going to hear some stuff from people in the choir, people that you thought was good old believers. I ain't going to say they're not, but you're going to hear some stuff that's going to flip your wig. I challenge the Sunday school teacher. I challenge any youth minister that's listening right now. Open up that floor and start talking to them. They all on the internet. They all being influenced and they all thinking some different stuff. And I can't say they all going to hell, but people are looking to build. The other guy hit me and said, yo, that was a good build, God. That was a good build. He's talking about people are looking to build because there is a side that more information is coming out. I can't believe so much stuff that I have once believed. I told y'all years ago when they started beefing, I'm like, I don't even want to go into that with y'all. Freemasons talking about Lucifer and all of this stuff, man. I'm good. You a devil worshiper, period. You want to go through the Bible. Let's forget the devil right now. Let's just open up the Bible and just see word for word in the Bible. In the Bible. So I'm like, all right, I know where he gonna take me with Jerome and Lucifer, and that wasn't a term for the devil in the first century. I understood all that. I'm like, where you finna go with that? He started going some other places. Christian Freemason. And I'm watching him because he's a devil, because we all say they all devils, but he started going some other places. There's other people that's going places. There's an understanding that's coming. A lot of people, Yolanda, you can say what you want. A lot of people's beliefs are being shook to the very core. Is it what you really, really believe? Is it, I mean, what you believe, is it really, really truth? Can it stand on the truth of the book? Or it's what I've been hearing for such a long time that I'm just riding out with it, and I've been riding with it, and that's all it is. Let me try to read some of these comments. You can't, what this is Bell, I'm reading Bell. Well, no, I shouldn't even start down here. But Bell says you can't make the Bible say what you feel. You have to study and pray. I agree with that 100%. I agree with that. That's like when people, I think I talked about that yesterday. Folk was like, we get together a little Bible study. They mean good. And they'd be like, well, what does that scripture mean to you? I'm like, what the devil these folk talking about? Anytime y'all hear a Bible study like that, y'all, it's time to get up out of there. Because they're going to go around and it's going to turn into a zoo. And a few months later, it's going to turn into a cult. Them fools going to have their heads wrapped up and somebody going to be fornicating with somebody else in that group's mate. Plain and simple, because that's where those things tend to lead to when you get together like that and you're just bumping heads and talking about what you feel and I feel. You're starting off in the flesh. You're starting off the wrong place. You're not starting off trying to get the understanding of the writ. I'm against a couple of things. I'm against anybody. I understand why, but I'm at war because I'm against a lot of people that want to speak bad about the book. But I see how the book has been used to abuse people. So when I'm in the pastor's office and he start talking about a killing, then he start talking about the NRA and he start talking about hammers, I'm looking at him like, I don't receive none of that. I didn't think about nothing what he say. If they got rid of all of these guns, we'll be good. I don't believe that. That devil's a lie. We need more guns. But I'm ignorant. I'm different. I'm different. Because one thing when them robbers get to coming and you get to blanking at them, they turn around and they up out of it. They don't even want to stand around and hit it off with you. Most of them get up in flight. So what's going to happen? We're going to be like Venezuela and all them other places. They talk about no guns and all the robbers got guns? No, man, go sit down somewhere. Stop for life. We ain't receiving that. I don't know where that come from. Y'all see how I don't know where that came from right there. All right, I'm gonna try to read some of this I don't know what side conversation here. I don't know what side conversation. Or Yolanda said, prophets are not above Jesus Christ the Father, straightened out Mount Transfiguration. Amen. Amen. Absolutely so. Yeah. Let me see. The true awakening is being born again. Of course, that's the ultimate. That's the ultimate awakening. But the problem is, can we just stop there? Can we just stop there, or do we move? Let me see, I'm Pentecostal because y'all know I get to taking them scriptures somewhere else from glory to glory. You know, I get to taking them scriptures somewhere else, the violent taken by force. I do think we need to be violent with our growth and our understanding far as spiritually aggressive, because these people are trying to push an agenda. I don't even know if I can put it up on here, but I'm telling y'all right now, I done seen they got the gay black Santa Claus. So Santa Claus is gay and black, and they got the gay white Jesus. They don't want him white, just white. Now they got the gay white Jesus and the gay black Santa Claus. Y'all telling me they ain't pushing the agenda, and they aggressive with the agenda because they want to feed y'all something. Y'all gonna get used to it, and you're gonna take it. They're gonna make you take it. They're gonna make you take it. So why is that? They understand the energies. They understand that this is psychological warfare, spiritual warfare, and spiritual warfare moves on a people psychologically. That's what spiritual warfare does. It moves on a people's mind. That's how come when we was talking about, if you've been traumatized, I like what somebody put in that thing. If you've been traumatized, they could take down the fence and you ain't gonna go nowhere. Like the Harriet Tubman thing we were talking about yesterday. Them slaves were like, oh no, we ain't going, Massa, we right here, we ain't finna go nowhere. Harriet Tubman said, listen, I'm gonna be at 1 o'clock. We get ready to all get up out of here. They're like, oh no, you go by yourself. And she might have had, what, a third of the people ride with her? I think she got 321 people after, you know, a good bit of trips back and forth. But she said she could have freed more people. She couldn't do it. She just couldn't do it because them people were so traumatized. And that's what a lot of us don't understand. What's these levels? What are these levels in spirituality? What are these levels in spirituality? If God is deity is talking, why are these people doing so many things? Because it's a shock. One is a shock factor. That's why they would feed the babies alligator bait and cut bellies open, terrorize, rape the men in front of women, the toughest man, rape them in front of her. They do all of this for a reason to traumatize the people. It's a molesting, it's a dirty, it's a foul spirit behind them people that got them doing it, but that spirit want to transfer itself. That's how come them spirits, so when Jesus was talking, he was getting ready to cast out the demons. They said, at least cast them out into the swine. They ain't just want to go about. Because the writ says when an unclean spirit is gone out of a man. Oh, y'all too modern for this, but when a bad vibration has left someone's house, I gotta use some modern terminology for you young folk. When a bad vibe has left your house, it goes about seeking rest and it finds none. It goes about in dry places. They want to be in a physical being, to manifest, to fornicate, to murder. They want to get up in somebody to do that. But when those spirits, when that energy, when they're moving around out there and they can't do it, they say, listen, I'm gonna go back to the house from whence I came. You got unseen forces or energies, and they desire to connect with somebody, to connect with flesh and blood, to connect with individual people. So that those foul spirits during slavery, they connected. They said, listen, we're going to manifest ourselves through the slave master, and we're going to rape these women. We're going to rape these men and cut these babies out, feed them kids as alligator bait. We're going to do this to traumatize the people. So it's spiritual things being manifested to individuals psychologically. Now the fear is in them. Now when the fear is in them, remember, fear is a spirit. Rick says, God, I ain't going to start preaching up in here, but I feel something pushing me. God has not given us a spirit of fear. That's fear. So now the slave master got fear. Now that husband and wife, they married. You got fear. You don't know they're going to come and rape your wife anytime your wife pregnant. She going to have a baby. You don't know if that baby is coming out light skinned because you know your wife done been raped, but y'all don't want to talk about it out in the cotton field. Now she's born. Now that spirit, that fear that's inside her, now the baby is born in fear. And that fear comes out. So that energy, that vibe, that spirit is all around. I'm going to get out of here. I don't know how long I've been on here. But I said, I don't even know if I answered no questions. Let me see if I answered any. Did I guess I answered some questions. I gotta look in this, you know, the 75 missing books. I think I had that down there. What else I had? I think that's about it. I think I had a couple of books. I think I can get into that book. I think I'm gonna get to that book. I'm gonna get to that book, that Chosen People. That's interesting to show y'all how people have mimicked and done some things. They said all we have to do, but that offends some people. All we have to do is rework a thing. All we have to do is see a thing and copy it. That's what some people say in the 70s when Neterism came back, or Kemetic spirituality, or neo-paganism started jumping again. They said, we're going to do what Wicca, we're going to do what the witches and the Druids did in Europe. People said, we're going to do with Kemetic spirituality, we're going to do through the text and what we understand what the people were doing in Kemet. We're going to try to revive that thing, to draw those spirits, to draw them energies to us. That's what Jabari is doing and his queen. They said, listen, we're going to get back, we bringing this Kemetic spirituality back. So they're looking to connect with them spirits. Everybody did it. They said the night that a couple of days after Aleister Crowley got married, he went with his wife and they had a seance. They called forth the spirit. They called forth the spirit of Isis in Kemet. You know, he had bread. He bought a mansion. You know, Crowley and these folk is rich. These rich folk got time to study energy, study blood. They do certain things. I'm not going to even bring up what's Kanye's wife's name with that blood stuff? And they say, oh, this can rejuvenate your skin. There's a high science to the occult. And they've been handing down this working of blood. Why you think when Crowley went over there, he went over there and he had a seance and his wife called forth that spirit, and that's when he started Ewok. I forgot what they called the other spirit name. That was his spirit guide, and he started channeling his book. He started channeling his book on magic. He started channeling through these spirits. Same thing Grandma and them used to do in the Kojic church. Shout out to them. Wait for the spirit. You're going to receive power. They believed that book. They had no agree, but they weren't like you folk right here. I don't know if I could believe that. I think I believe 1 John, but I don't know that partner, that water, that sound. They weren't like they said, listen, if he said it, I believe it. I think Shambach used to say that back in the days. And they rode with that thing. So these people, we're all practicing the same thing, but to a different end, for different means. We're all calling on spirits and God, deity, Elohim gods, multiple gods that are out there according to the Bible. Remember, I'm talking about this good book. Where's my book at? My book up there, I'm talking about this good book. The king went back. He went back to the king, the leader. The leader went back and he said, the man has become like one of us. And that's what Moses and them want us to explain. Who was he talking to? You know, I'm at Pentecost, so we're gonna lash him up with some ignorant stuff. That was the Trinity talking. That other dude looked, he said, but boy, you better stop it right now. But if we don't want to answer stuff, or if we don't know any better, I know better, but I'm gonna see how far I can take you, because I ain't gonna take you all the way there. But if you want to go there, you're gonna go there. You're gonna go there. Anyway, there's a lot going on in the spiritual realm, and the Bible only alludes to things. So we got people in the church that's going in and looking for different things to understand the astral plane. That's why we talk about the occultization of Christianity, the astral plane, and people want to know more in depth about the different realms. Do angels just dwell on this realm, the next realm? Do all angels go where God is? You didn't even take a class on angelology in school, in the church. That's how come my man in them white on, I mean, do me a favor, Harris, hit me on the thing. I might send you this thing. That's how come we said we're going to do certain things, because people would start, they would go pick up a book by, what's the other guy name on Chopra, whatever the other guy name is, be on Oprah Winfrey, the other Indian guy talking about angels and best-selling books, New York Times bestsellers. You'll go see what they got to say about all these other cults and traditions got to say about angels in the spirit world and on Swedenborg and all of them, but y'all ain't even ran through the book. Y'all ain't even ran through the book to know. A lot of people, it amazes me to the people that told me, yeah, well, we start talking about the archangels. I said, who's known as an archangel in the Bible? Oh, they start telling me Raphael and Gabriel and Raphael and Michael and Michael and all of this stuff. And I'm like, I said, according to the Holy Bible, name archangels. As a matter of fact, let me go down here right now. I'm gonna stop playing with you folk. Listen, Rush, where what's the name, man? He loved that book. He loved that book. Where Progress at? Where Progress and these other brothers at? How many archangels named in that book? Thank you, Deepak. Thank you. Y'all got to help me out, because y'all see I'll be rambling. Hit me on that thing. Help me on that, what you call it. How many archangels in that Bible? Because they go, oh, and I got to pick up the master books of Enoch and the thing. I said, brother, you ain't got the Bible down pat yet. And that Bible is heavy. But maybe because we've been playing with it, people think they can just wild out and just do what they. I'm trying to figure some stuff out. Hey, yo, I was looking, Jason, hit me on the phone right now, Jason. I'm trying to, maybe you could come on here for me. All right, now, you heard what LeChat said. Oh, man, this should have been on the side, because I'm getting ready to. LeChat said, I said archangels. Archangels, the Bible talking about archangels. Are archangels and cherubs the same thing? Seraphims, it was Lucifer. Tell me about, I want to hear some of that story right there in the chat, because you quick to run and tell me Raphael, and I don't even remember seeing Raphael in the King James. Matter of fact, let me hit the chat on the side right now. I don't even see Raphael. You Catholic? We're Catholic. I said King James, and you tell me Raphael in the King James Bible. Now I got to get up and we're gonna have to go on a timeout. I'm gonna have to go get my book and get some coffee, heat this coffee up, and come back on here so I can figure out what LeChat talking about right here. Brown said 7. Wait a minute, Rush. They got me. Oh man, see that? We can't even agree on one thing. Somebody said 3. Somebody said 7. Where Yolanda? Oh, that was Yolanda that said 3. Oh Lord, have mercy. Houston, we got what in the what? Hey yo, Jason, hit me on my phone right now. Let me see if White in the car. Hold on a second, y'all. Hold on a second, y'all, because y'all done got me going right here. I think we gonna serve God's the throne of God. Okay, she said, all right. Now those were seraphims in Ezekiel that you see with the glory. Because some of y'all gonna scratch your head hard today, and we're not gonna even get to, we're not even get to them other books. We're gonna deal with that King James for a minute. That's how come I said we got to wild out and have a class. My man was like, no, we touched them on the side. Now we'll get to the wig flipping stuff. We'll get to, because I'm gonna show y'all a connection with some beings and some light and some glory and some Shekinah and UFOs and people falling down, people being paralyzed, being slain. I'm gonna do something, and I'm gonna give y'all Mr. Mac. Y'all got Mac book? Hopefully y'all got Mac book. Y'all got Mac book? Do y'all got Mac's book? Let me see. What is he saying? What is this dude saying here? Hold on, I'm getting ready to hit you with something right now. You got to help me. We're chatting and wilding out for a minute. I want to go back and scroll and make sure I'm not missing anything here, because I don't want to go. I don't have you got you in the car. I want to slow down, and I want to go back a little bit, because we could be all just talking sideways. Somebody said 3, somebody said 7. All right, J. Brown said legion, for we are many. Yes, that was a little earlier on. There's a lot that the Bible is teaching us and showing us. A lot of times in church, we just read it over, and then the angels came and they were singing glory to the Lord and highest, and was a host of heaven, these angels and all of that other stuff. But there are some deep, deep things that we got to take our time and look at. And the thing that I'm afraid of is that grandma and them knew some stuff, and we running around here. Listen, if 60 of y'all is in here right now, it got to be 20 of y'all with degrees. We got to at least have some undergrads up in here. It's 20 of us up in here. A few of us up in here that been in that grit for a minute. And I'm afraid that there's a wisdom, and it was something that was downloaded and grandma and them that some of us might be missing. That's how they say some stuff could be falling apart. How many of y'all grew up with grandma around? How many? I don't want to see a 1 or 2. If you grew up with grandma, type a 1 in that thing. If grandma wasn't around, type a 2. I'm trying to see something. I'm trying to see something right here. I just hit you with the thing. Let me see. Let me go back up here, because it's some stuff that we got. It's some stuff that we got to share. And to be honest, I'm thinking I may have to. I know there's some things that I got to do. I'm locked in with my Patreon people, but there's some stuff. Oh, I see a bunch of ones. Oh no, that's good. Oh, so y'all okay now see that y'all play. Let me get my pen. Everybody that put 1 down that grew up with a grandma and all that said, now I'm expecting more from y'all. I'm gonna write y'all names down. Let me scroll this back here. Country said, Jones, Mighty Miss B, Moses 47. Oh no, you said no. Okay, Rush, Miss Tucker. All right, let me just make sure I'm writing all these names down right here. Of course, now y'all, it's a little different. I expect D. I see no D said 2. Okay, all right. Boom Church said 1. All right, let me see. I gotta write that down. I gotta write this down. I gotta write some of these names down right here. I'm expecting some more from y'all. Let me see that my man jumped in here yet. I want to screenshot this. All right, are you there? Can you hear me, brother? You know you mute.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Go ahead. I want you to talk a little bit. I gotta get some names down here, because I say names in here, and I'm gonna write some of
Archangels. It was well, to my knowledge, and I could be wrong, because what I actually studied was like the categories. Angel just being like a title of what they done. That you had throne watchers, cherub and seraph. I believe one was just a Babylonian name, and one was the Hebraic name, cherub, seraph, which were throne watchers, which the devil was a part of. You can see that in Ezekiel when he talks about the wheel in the middle of the wheel, and the order of them carrying the throne of God, and the man of old, the ancient coming in. But I would say 1, or you could say 3, but I would say 1. Any more than that, they normally get from I believe that old book of Adam and Eve. I think that was like some pseudepigrapha that lists like Raphael, Gabriel.
Catholics do too. Wait, hold on. I'm trying. Jeremy said both grandma. Who had both grandmothers? Jeremy said, "Oh, you better answer some good stuff right here." I'm sorry. Go ahead, because he said both. Let me see.
Now, what was the question about the grandmother?
No, I said who came up in here with at least 1 grandmother. A bunch of people said 1.
Yeah, I had 2.
But Jeremy said 2. Yolanda, what did Yolanda? Who's that? Yolanda, somebody said something about Isaiah 11, Lucifer. Oh, wait a minute. That's where the beef comes in. Somebody said Lucifer was just a man, and Yolanda said Lucifer is somebody else said Lucifer's an angel. Somebody else said Lucifer. We had simple King James. Somebody said Lucifer's a man. Somebody else said Lucifer's an angel. First, is Lucifer the devil? We only in King James. That's what scared the bishop. And then when y'all want 81 books, 141 books, and we dealing with 66, and we have different answers from our 66. Now, which one is it? Is Lucifer a man? Is Lucifer an angel? Is Lucifer the same as the devil? I just asked y'all 3 questions. Put that down in there. Go ahead, Jason. I'm trying to write.
I say
you ain't got to answer. You can speak on something else, but I want to see certain people in here because certain people talking that talk.
Yeah, then they're gonna have to explain what they mean when those names was being called, what was happening at the time of them calling the names, like Jesus in the wilderness, get thee behind me, Satan. But then when they're talking about him in another sense, it might be Lucifer or Hasatan, but that word is not actually what is it? Lucifer.
Fallen angel. Latin. Somebody else said fallen angel.
Yeah,
Lucifer Satan accuser. Russia's saying that Satan is Lucifer, the same devil, the accuser. Was Lucifer in the Garden of Eden? I'm just in the Bible. I'm in the King James Bible. Was Lucifer Was Lucifer in the Garden of Eden? Yes or no? This ain't hard stuff. Now, y'all remember what my man just came on here and said. When we deal with angel, you got to understand the angel is just a messenger. Somebody come and tell me right now, listeners, you ain't check your account. You got $100 in there. They're coming like angel. They just came with a message. That's all that is. So we got all type of messengers. So we got to make sure we defining these words. Lucifer was a former seraphim that became unemployed. There's different things we get in here. Oh, I got to brighten this. I like
that.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead. I'm trying to read some of this.
I like that became unemployed, but remember, we got scripture to speak about Lucifer being in the garden and having all these things and magnificent. You know, he was one of God's best creations. Matter of fact, the most beautiful angel created, if I would say so. So they're gonna have to add that distinction in.
Okay, so we understand some stuff. With the simple stuff we understand. We have warring angels, messengers. Yes, okay. Somebody else said devil accuser. I'm trying to make sure we all on the same page. Do we all agree that angels have free will in here? Or some people don't believe that angels have free will? Do we all agree that? Do we all agree that angels have free will? Because apparently everybody don't think Lucifer was in the garden talking to Eve and them.
Exactly.
Some people don't think that. That's how come we have to deal with that angelology going all through the book, seeing what we think. Because we see most angels at work, we don't see no names, but we see a lot of action, so we can learn from the actions, the messages that they come with, and certain things. Because we might just be saying certain things and connecting certain things which is not connected with nothing. The girl said, I called on Michael to come and help me, and she good old big old Christian. And Michael bust in the room that night. She was looking for slippers or something crazy. I'm like, what the? I'm like, Lord, Jesus, Father God, Michael's connected with Israel. Now, what are you saying? Pentecostals scare me the most, but they my people. Oh, they my people, or some of them. But some Pharisees.
That's like you saying you could command angels.
And y'all go around and commanded them, and y'all don't know a lot of the stuff that we're involved in. We're involved in voodoo. I don't even want to get into the depths of it publicly, but we're involved in spells. In Europe, these countries came up because they were dealing with energies and they were dealing with spells. There's a lot of people in church. Y'all got some African spirituality. Y'all believe in Jesus. See, we laugh at the people in Brazil and they mixed up Catholic names with the names of the ancient or African gods and Latin other spirits, and then call them Catholicism because they were forced underground. Bunch of us in the Protestant, bunch of us right up here was doing that. We talking about what they doing in Brazil and South America with Santeria and all of that, using biblical names. And we have put Jesus' name on a bunch of demons, a bunch of fallen ones. There's other beings out here that's calling themselves Jesus and spirit guides and everything. And some of us in the church dealing with them same. What Jesus you run around here following, Jeremy? What Jesus is it? What's that show back in the days? I'm showing my age. They used to all play like they was a pilot. And they said, with the real pilot, please stand up. This is what we got to do with Jesus and these spirits that's coming, because y'all done got spooked out. Sage and candles and everything. And a lot of this stuff is spirituality, not coming underneath the umbrella of Christianity. You know, it could be Christianity, it could be some Catholicism, it could be Santeria, it could be African spirituality, but in the spiritual realm, we're mixing, we're using certain potions and certain things, drawing certain energies and casting. And a lot of people say that's what spells are. Banishing spells is breaking curses, is prayer. Is there a certain person, God got to do it, or do you have the power to break it by certain prayers that you pray? The other guy said it's powerful to record your prayers. And in church, we read our, we don't get up here like y'all and just praying, Father, do this, and just spitting and everything. Listen, we write these things down because we're speaking to the spiritual forces and we're sending it out in the atmosphere, and there's beings out there working with us and for us and against us. I'm like, okay, all right.
Oh my goodness.
All right, we got to talk about
that sound real. That sound like some Babylonian Nimrod.
That's what I said. Okay, we got to talk about some of this stuff. But go ahead, brother. That was a good
and
point.
I would always say, you know, how on this show we talk about context. You got to understand what these things was called even before the language, because was Babylon before Hebrew, or was Hebrew before Babylon? And, you know, when you get to Babylonian language, they don't call them fallen spirits. They call them shadins. But then when you get in another culture, they might be demons or devils. Then you get another culture, they might, you know, so we got to figure out which language, you know, etymology. That's what etymology is, the language. It's the origin of that language. And then when you get to other languages, like when we talk about the Corpus Juris and the Kabbalah, those languages has a duality to them, and they don't want you to know that yin and yang to that word. You know, that's where you get that I believe it's called syntax grammar, where if you write a sentence, the sentence, no matter how you read it forwards and backwards, it's always gonna mean the same thing. But when you're dealing with a systematic ideology, then that sentence might have 6 or 7 different connotations to it. Just like when you look in the dictionary and you look at one word, it might have 7 different instances to that one word versus the original use of that word.
You can see your screen?
Me? Nope, I can't.
Oh boy, I can, and it's moving as I'm talking. Somebody else said, all right, Progress, this is something else. I'm gonna throw this out here to you though. Progress said the original Bible, they took many books out. What are you talking about? The Apocrypha? Name the original Bible, Progress. Help us out.
Exactly.
Let me just go down prayers. And somebody else said, ain't nothing being broken without Jesus. That's how come I said being involved in apologetics and fighting those people, that's good. That's one thing. But there's a lot of people out here that we got to get into the depths of the book. A lot of people may think that maybe because that's why they wasn't coming to Bible study, because they thought Bible study was boring. That writ is heavy, especially when you compare it and you start showing different things. Let me say something. Somebody just said that we're not breaking anything without Jesus. We're not. Who is that? Marie Ross. All right. We ain't breaking nothing without Jesus. Amen. I agree with that.
Yeah, I do.
I agree. You agree with that? I agree with that. But now when I go to the voodoo lady, when I go over there with them with that other brother from Juarez in Mexico, when I go over there for that other guy with this big family out there in Monterrey, when we go out there with them and the lady say that she have an illness or a spirit is on her grandson, and they blow the liquor and cut the chicken head off and blow that cigar and do that stuff, and the lady get healed. The other guy said, I don't care what y'all say. My grandmother was dying and the church couldn't do nothing. And then my grandfather and my aunt took her to some other people and they healed her. So we still go to church. We love God, but we know what them spirits and the other lady, we know where to go when it's a dire emergency. So I'm asking y'all up in here right now. When we see other healings, where people casting out devils before Jesus, when we see other people healed and we see other people seem to be delivered from certain things. My son couldn't read. My son was having seizures and they went to the voodoo lady and they did such and such and the boy never had seizures again and graduated with a 4.3 GPA. Help me, y'all. Help me. Where Rush at? Where the rest of that? I'm looking for the good dumpers now. Help me. What caused that thing to happen? Because y'all said Satan can't cast. I ain't gonna give y'all Bible. I'm gonna see what y'all say. Let me be quiet for a minute. I don't want to put nothing in y'all mind to corrupt your pure mind. Y'all tell me what y'all think that is when healings come from the gypsy, when healings come from other people.
The shaman. the voodoo, the witch doctor.
Yeah, and people, and they not getting cake for no reason. They're going there and stuff is happening. Some of them are just caught up in fear. Keep this in your house. If you don't keep this in your house right here, such and such, as long as you have this in your house, you come to me once a month and give me $80. It's going to be okay. If not the great, great curse. And you laying in the bed under the sheets, you grown 40 years running around here up under the sheets. You talking the great, great. I don't know if I got the 80. I might have to give up my phone. But they in Mexico, they around here doing that stuff. I got to get, I got to be careful. And it's the spirit of fear. These are spirits that's at work. This spirituality is real. And even if y'all don't accept a lot of stuff, y'all are believed and influenced by a lot of stuff. A lot of the energies, a lot of spirits that are at work, coming through the TV, through what you hear, influences, energy, spirits you're feeling coming off of somebody else. You meet somebody else that's not a believer, the spirit, and you don't even bear, when you were like, I don't know why I got a feeling dealing with that person. Yeah. Spirit don't like them. And the spirit in them don't like you. These are different spirits that are at work. It's like family members. God is with you. Angel spirits are with you even when you by yourself. And you run into somebody else, be like, that vibe wasn't right. We got to learn to follow the vibes. And I'm just using these words because you younger people don't, y'all get scared when we start saying demons. We got to follow the spirit. And that's all it is, the spirit at work.
Brother B,
now, all right, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Would you say a lot of us are impatient, and it seems like the devil works faster than God?
And we love, and that's what he loved. He loved when we get impatient. He loved when we get nervous. That's how the old timers be like, don't make, anytime the devil always wants you to jump. Should I buy the red car? Should I buy the blue car? Anytime they jumping you to forcing you to buy something, come on, sign for this house right now. Sign for it. Listen, relax. We thinking about it. But a salesman will get you to rush. The enemy will get you to rush to make a decision. And a lot of times we'll make the bad decisions. And we'll sign and we'll do stuff and sign contracts and do things even when we know our spirit telling us something different. But that was the pastor, or that was, if my boss had me, and you feel it. Something telling you don't do it, but we do it. We got to start listening to the inner witness. The bishop told me, he said, you got to trust your own Holy Ghost. And some of us got our own, believe it or not, the spirit is at work. But some of y'all think because y'all do little stuff here and there that y'all don't have the spirit. If you believe on the Lord, he's not gonna play you and give you a false spirit. He's gonna do you right. He's gonna do you right, especially if you're truly receive him. He's seeking such. If you really want to know him, he know who playing and he know who really looking. He ain't crazy. This ain't crazy stuff we doing right here. This ain't magic what we doing right here. But we have become born again, alive unto him, not waking up the God in us. Ain't nothing got to woke up Jesus. You got to be born again. We got to talk about being born, but people have certain things confused. But like I said, when Rick do say that ye are gods, people want to understand all of that, and we haven't been working it all together. Satan works with pressure and stress and influence, impatience, yes, and to make us move and do foolish things. So when we often tell people, and what's important is I think that people that are spiritual, we can lead people, family members and other individuals that are not spiritual, if they trust our wisdom and they know we have the love and we're giving them guidance, that we can lead them and they can trust us. That's how come so many of us made it out of mess when we didn't even know God, but we were following grandma. We was following what our parents were telling us, that were believers, praying people, were following their wisdom and their guidance, and were kind of moving underneath their umbrella or their spiritual covering so the enemy can't play us. How do we bring up people up when some are in darkness? That's family members. How do we do that? Because y'all love that kings and priest stuff. Where them other people was quoting that good Bible the other night? Y'all love that kings and priest stuff. But if y'all are kings and priests among your people, among your family, and you got family members looking to you for wisdom and looking to y'all for something else, there should be a wisdom. There should be some stuff that we could drop on them. Some of this so quote unquote science. We got to get them the science of spirituality because we got it. We got to study and understand this science, and we got to give it to them. And this thing works. Go ahead, brother. Let me try to read some of this.
And we know it's in us as African people. It's in us. Rhythm, soul, it's embedded in us. And the Bible says,
like I said, the thing is, how do we distill this thing? How do we share this thing? Because on top of this wisdom that we have, on top of that is some racist stuff, and all of that stuff is coming to light. So it's another level now. We got to move in with wisdom. People automatically upset. Y'all are racist over there. You don't like the white Jesus. We don't need the white Jesus. For what reason? We had it for years. Grandma and them had him and loved them, and it's okay. And it's not like we're hateful people. We just don't want that right now. Because we understand iconography and how their image has infected people. So we just want to move somewhere else. Now you're mad at us because the whole truth is dangerous. The whole truth is dangerous. So some people say, well, you got to give and take a little bit. How much do you have to give and take? Farrakhan, y'all see what I put up that Sinetta thing? They bear witness. Farrakhan ain't want to run with that. We tearing down the Jew and the wicked white Jew, and he backed up off of that quick fast. Later on, they done honored him as a Freemason, 33rd degree, and all of that. A lot of stuff. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. Yeah. Farrakhan said, listen, I know. Even what's the other guy that wanted to give Farrakhan $1 billion? The government was like, yeah, play yourself. There's a place that you can go. Do I want to die for you people and let it all out?
Exactly.
Some people say, man, it ain't worth it. You dropping that. You got to be careful, man. You riding the line, dropping some of that stuff. You riding the line. You would get more money just talking, and people gonna be happy. You don't got to go that far. You ain't got to go in like that. You got to be careful how you drop wisdom. You got to be wise in how you drop in the knowledge and all of that stuff, because it's a battlefield out here. Folk dying. Folk still getting poisoned. Folk getting killed. Don't think folk ain't getting killed. Ain't nothing changed. When JFK and then not JFK, when J. Edgar Hoover was running this country, I'm gonna say he wasn't running the FBI. He was running this country. He's like, man, listen, they looking for a black messiah. Play yourself. Let them play themselves. Yeah. Farrakhan, JFK, listen, Elijah Muhammad Ali. He had Marilyn Monroe. He had everybody phone tapped. Now y'all run around here with iPhones. The NSA turning on your phone at will. Play yourself.
Mm-hmm. When you see them FBI files of all our black leaders, that we knew was in the church and we knew were preachers. But when you hear them tapes from hotel rooms and different meetings you didn't know nothing about, it could sway you. So
this is just how it is. We know Little Kim and them was shocked. They knew she got the Jaguar. They got the thing tapped, pictures of her, fabulous. We got the hip hop police. People were shocked. They're like, why shocked with that? Y'all run around with hammers. Y'all buying houses in New Jersey, going through the Holland Tunnel. Y'all got hammers all in the car. Tech Nines, no. Radio station, they pulling up everything. And now we got video. Man, these people ain't playing. How far are y'all gonna go? How far are you willing to go? How is this truth going to come out? And what is the wisdom that's going to lead and guide us? We don't all have to be Christians. I'm telling y'all, in order to go to heaven, you got to believe on the Lord Jesus Christ. That's it. But I discuss other things. How we going to move? How we going to move in this thing? Everybody don't have wisdom, and we got to understand, can I work with somebody that's on another level that don't have this understanding of where we're going and what we're doing? So these are things to look at. Other people be like, that. Don't do that. These young people, they too militant. Bring them back to the foot of the cross. Can you be at the foot of the cross and be militant? That's a good question. Where the Bible thumpers at tonight? That's a good question.
Didn't Israel have an army when they went to Canaan? What he said? Kill everybody.
Rich said, violent, take it by force. I think the NIV says that forceful men advance the kingdom. You got to be forceful in it, but you got to expose the works of darkness. You got to talk about that. Listen, that's the devil over there. That's how they folk is moving. This is witchcraft. This is what they rocking. This is what they doing. And it show the agenda. Don't wait for the agenda so psychologically. All right, they want to give us a black gay Jesus. First of all, y'all can say what y'all want. I can't believe it's Christians still running around here. Don't think it's an agenda to tear down the man. Especially a darker hue of man. Every comedian, Flip Wilson, every one of y'all got to throw a dress on. Every one of Martin Lawrence, every one of y'all got to place your name. There's been something happening. This is something happening.
Look who make the clothes. Look who make the clothes.
There's a lot going on.
If we really are spiritually inclined and you're in touch with the spirits, look who making the clothes. How you know we don't have homosexuals praying over this material?
Boy, listen. No. See that? Boy, listen.
Who make the clothes? All your clothes come from homosexuals.
They don't believe in good luck charms. They don't believe spirits attach themselves to things because we're too modern. Because we've been listening to Higgins and all of them. We've been listening to all the scientists. We don't believe a spirit will attach itself to a thing. Like a germ will attach itself to a cup, and somebody else will put their lips on this cup. Somebody else just had pneumonia. Somebody else just had somebody who put their lips on it, and that spirit attached itself. I'll never forget the story about the African guy. It showed the African guy. He said, that's cancer under that microscope. And he said, oh, that's what the devil looks like. That was funny. Some people would think it was dumb, but he know that whatever that thing is, that thing caused the Black Plague, been killing people in Europe. That thing was killing people in my village. They call it the devil. Other people call it germs, but it's warfare. Whatever it is, it's unseen. Them germs are unseen, but they can kill you just like the enemy. That's how I tell people, lay into that auto war, lay into some stuff. Now look how long I've been on here messing around with y'all. I'm not, and I say every day, my man, I'm gonna be like, yo, that's good for you. That's good for you right there. Somebody young, somebody gonna give us $1. We buying some chicken wings. Matter of fact, we laying off that chicken. I'm buying some salad. I'm buying some salad. We're dealing with these folk right here. But we're gonna deal with angelology. We're gonna have to deal with these angels. Because people do want to know about angels and how the spiritual realm works. That's one of the main reasons a lot of people with that not being patient, a lot of people walk away from God. They don't even understand the spirit realm. How long does it take to get answered? How long does it take for God to speak, and how does God speak? The angels are one thing, but how did God speak? How did he speak before? If that book ain't lying. That book says somebody gonna have dreams and visions. Now, with somebody else shortcutting your dreams and visions, of course, you're sleeping with TV on, because you're looking at different things. So it's a blockage. So it's a blockage blocking that frequency. So you listening to 107.5 when you're supposed to be listening to 97.1 Q or something like that. What frequency? You done got the thing twisted up. Could it be somebody got in there and started playing and manipulating and got you on the wrong frequency? There's a God frequency. There is a God frequency.
Oh yeah.
Y'all better believe that.
That pineal gland is one frequency and the Holy Spirit is another.
And we got to make sure we lined up with that thing right there. A lot of times we could be caught up into fringes and the Sabbath and all of that stuff, but we got to, and say that's not bad for a people. If you're Israel, you could rock out with that, but y'all can't push that on everybody. So we got to make sure what do I have to do for my individual frequency, for myself to be lined up with the King, where he's leading me, what he's doing to me, how he's doing it inside of me. That's the most important thing. So that transformation can take place. It's not like we alchemists, we're changing ourselves, but we're working out our own soul salvation.
Soul salvation.
We're working out. There's some
a redeemed spirit in an old fleshly body. So our spirit is redeemed, but we're trying to conquer this flesh. Paul said it, he find that there is another law to this flesh. Because that I'm supposed to do, I'm not doing. And that I'm not supposed to do, I find myself doing. It's the spirit of the flesh. Yeah, the Bible teaches us how to cast these demons out of you. But man, that hard thing is this encased flesh.
We gotta explain that there's two natures inside of us now as believers. We got two natures. Other folk got that one nature. They do what they want to do. It don't bother them, and they just living the way they living. But other people, when you come into this knowledge of the King and you're born, you have another spirit. Now you got a spirit inside of you that's at work, but that spirit is working against that flesh. And that's the born again conversation that he was talking about. There's none that seek after him, Romans 3, that is. There's none that seek after him, but when that spirit comes, you got a new desire on the inside. You want to learn about the King. That's a different desire that's come inside of you now. But I think a lot of times we don't fully allow people to develop, and people don't come out to Bible study and they just get caught up into the singing and the clapping. And as time goes, the word is choked inside of them. Like Christ said, some seed fell by the wayside. This is seed. These are things like what we're doing right now. I'm planting seeds. Y'all are hearing certain things we're building, and we got to walk away with that. We got to water it. I got to water that thing that I heard. I got to really look into that. I got to pray. I got to meditate on what I heard Berean and them saying. This is, I feel it strike a chord with me. And we all use different terminologies. It's okay. We all use different terminologies. It resonates within me differently. I felt that in my spirit. It depends where we are. Did we grow up in church? Did we not grow up in church? But it's a lot of the same thing. God knows what we mean. We know what we mean when we're communicating with certain individuals. But I think we got to take our time and get to explaining and get to laying a lot of this stuff out. I'm telling y'all right now, the book is heavy. I'm against anybody trying to talk me out of getting up out of that book. But it's a lot of other things that we can talk about also that's not in the book, but it's connected to the book.
Exactly.
And I think a lot of people in the church, they scared to talk about other stuff. If it ain't in the book, I don't want it. Wait a minute, pizza ain't in the book. I love pizza and chicken wings. What are y'all talking? Ice cream ain't in the book. We start getting, if it ain't in the book, I don't want it. I can't believe we're living in a day right now. Yolanda, y'all gonna get out of here, Mike Shaw. We living in a day where we got grown folk running around here talking about, if it ain't the Bible, I ain't gonna read it. Yeah, well, you better get away from me. You gonna get your feelings hurt being around me. Paul said, Paul was locked up on a visit. He said, bring the books, bring the parchment. I'm reading and I'm writing. Where are you getting this from? I don't know. I don't know what we be doing. But whatever it is, we got to shake ourselves. We got to shake ourselves. The Bible talk about the prodigal son, and that was interesting that he told his father, listen, I want my share of the inheritance now. He was basically telling his father, I don't care if you dead. Go ahead and die. Give me my share of inheritance. He ran to the strip spot. You know the stuff we do. He ran and bought him. He wanted to get crazy. And he got crazy, started drinking, them girls out there shaking their fatties, and he all out there. Then when all the money was tricked up, he had to go work for it, and he had to be Israel. Most of the time, unless Rick tell us the context of everything in the Bible is Israel. He had to be an Israelite. Then he had to go and work for somebody that had to be, because the Jews wasn't raising no swine, and he found himself among the swine. Oh, that's the lowest place. You got to go work for a Gentile, and you got to go work with swine, and you're a child of the king. But he did some decisions, some stuff had him in that place, and he got there. But Rick said that he came to himself. He was like, oh, wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. I can even go back to my pops. I got to go back, and God is calling a bunch of us back. We might have grew up in church. We might have had an understanding. We might have had a love for him when we were younger and just got grown, got married, started having baby daddies and getting married and divorced and doing everything. He's calling us back now. He's saying, come on back. You've been listening long enough. It's time to come back right now. It's time to rededicate yourself. That's okay. And people do that all the time. It's like a commitment relationship. Like, all right, girl, I know me and you had beef. Listen, you still, you know you love me and all of that stuff. And that's what God is saying. You still know you love me. Come on back. I love you. He said, I'm going back to my father's house. That's all this is about. This ain't about no heavy TBN and all of that stuff. Where are you all at individually on the inner man? That's all this is about. And that's the question that we coming to today. Where are y'all at today? God is saying, come back, and you got to make a step in that direction. The door's already open. He's doing what he's doing. He's laying it out. Y'all come through, we build, we talk. People, we just got to come to make up our mind. Listen, God, it's just me and you. I'm going to ride this thing out. I don't know everything about what everybody talking about, but I'm going to ride with you. And trust me, and y'all, if y'all don't trust Berean in anything else, then trust me, he'll manifest himself. But y'all want him to talk about tomorrow night. If an angel don't turn off your light in your bedroom by tomorrow night, if he don't make you come outside and find a full tank of gas, he's gonna still be on the quarter tank tomorrow, most likely. I'm sorry. I know I don't want to build your hopes up, but don't go
feel it being real.
Before tomorrow. You know, don't get too mystified, but he'll start speaking, he'll start doing some stuff. He'll ease some things up. He'll do some things. He'll get some things to start unfolding, and just look for the little signs. He'll be like, yo, he's at work with me. And you know, then you're gonna start knowing, yo, he cares about even the very little things. And he often starts with that. And the more you trust him, the more he do. I didn't even plan to be on here that long, y'all. I ain't planning to go out.
You did good. You did good. That's what they need.
How long we been on? Tell me how long we been on.
I can't tell on here. I know it's over 30.
Oh, I know, over 30. I talked about myself about an hour and 15 minutes. Haven't you in here? Let's
See, I didn't see it.
On, y'all. Let's tell me how long I've been on.
I came on. I seen the message a little late.
Remember, I'll put that PayPal link in there if y'all want to put a buck on that thing. Thanks y'all for the support and everything. If y'all want to, if Friday night, all my Patreon people, Friday night, we going in on a chosen people. A chosen people. Some people, they don't want to hear that Israel thing, but then Patreon people, we're going to talk about a chosen people. We're going to talk about how people would imitate a thing to draw a thing to themselves. Those people in Europe, a lot of different individuals, they started doing certain things. And even blacks over here, when we started connecting ourselves, that's a reason that they wanted the slave Bible, the most dangerous part of the Bible. The European slave masters knew the most dangerous part of the Bible. Nobody can read to a slave. Nobody can read that that Moses story. That children of Israel coming out story. They didn't want people doing that. Then we had black slaves when we started getting with Nat Turner and different revolts. All of those revolts with those blacks were directly connected to the book. They amped the people up, the conspirators that got killed. They amped them with scriptures from the book of Exodus. We're the chosen one. He's on our side. We're going to get up out of here. We're going to revolt. He's with us. We can kill him. We can do it. And they used the Bible. That's how come I feel disrespected for people to say the white man gave us that book. Well, we done murdered for that book for our people to be free, using the book and the stories from the book. And they attempted to take out stories, read the narratives. We running from primary to listen to polite and neat folk. I shouldn't say that either. I'm just throwing names out there just to listen to all the other folk talking about we don't need Jesus. Come on, man, y'all funny with that. We did more with that book and with Jesus than y'all did running around here with your third eye open in the last 100 years. We put more work in, but something has stagnated us. Now that's a whole nother story. I'm gonna get out of here. Something has stagnated us. An enemy has done this thing. There's something going on because right now it don't look like the church is moving forward in a lot of things. Not all of the church, in a lot of things, that people want to know why. People said, well, the church, they started walking away from the civil rights movement. They ain't become relevant. Other people say, well, we intermingle. A lot of people got good jobs and stuff, and that was all that we wanted, and we got that, and we're gonna keep it moving. Do we need to segregate? I don't think so. Why can't we all just get along? I don't think so. But it's a known fact when it was segregation and stuff, we had more people that had cab companies, that had bus companies, that had gas stations and cleaners and doing other stuff. But y'all turn around and got good correction jobs, that good state trooper job. You could retire in 20 years. You were sheriff. You were the sheriff department. You got good jobs now. You know, went to school. You became a nurse. You're gonna retire out the house, and that's all good stuff. That's all good stuff. MBA. You went to Cornell. You went to Columbia. Now you accountant. You doing what you do. And that's good, but we gotta go back and pull the people forward in the midst of the spiritual warfare, spiritual and physical. So in the midst of this spiritual warfare, but all I'm calling for the folk that's going to be on the front line, that's going to understand the occult, understand how to pray and move and make things happen for those that are behind us. In the army, different people are on different levels doing different things. Some people going in there, it's straight recognizance. We straight spies. I'm going in there, I'm going to study that occult. I'm going to come back and I'm going to tell, like Joshua and them, I'm going to come back and I'm going to tell y'all what them folk doing. I done build with them folk. I know what them folk doing, but I'm down with you. We're going to expose them folk. We're going to bring it out. This is the way we need to move. This latest plan out. This is how we're going to do it. So that's what we do when we get on here. We talking strategically, we building. But at the same time, we know the Fed's watching, Fed's listening, snitches up in here. We know a lot going on. Scared folk running back. He talking militant over there, Bishop. He like, listen. This is what it is. So we got to talk. We got to be wise in what we're saying, but we want everybody to catch it. That's how come Jesus would talk. He would talk openly, but then they would often say certain things like he that has an ear. 70 people in here, but 13 of y'all got this thing and it's down in your spirit. He that has an ear, let him hear. All right, brother. Anytime. We appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all. You know, we appreciate y'all prayers, y'all support, and I do it for the people. I just amp myself up more when I get that coffee. I'll be like, as soon as I heat the coffee up, I'm like, yo, too much stuff going through my mind. I got to break it down. I said, but yeah, break it down, but go over there and break it down on the Patreon. I'm like, I'm gonna break it. God gonna work some stuff out. He gonna work it out. We gonna figure out how he can work it out, but he can work it out. Because I want this stuff to get out to people. It's not like I'm forgetting my Patreon people though. All right, brother, you want to say anything in closing? We're finna get out of here. We're gonna pray for the people. Are you there? Or he done left. Let me see if he done left. Oh, Jeff, you there? All right, Jeff, come on to the microphone. I know you were here, brother. You want to say something? I was looking for you 1 minute. I see the other guy say something to the people before. You heard a lot. He eating again. I'm done. I'm going to give me some chicken. Well, that's why he tried to hide himself. When I saw him on the screen right now, what's going on? Grace and peace, man. What you want to say to the folk before we get up out of here?
Nothing. Other than what we've been saying all along, we have to communicate. We have to have an understanding about certain things that's vitally important. Regardless if you have a certain type of religious belief, cultural background, conversation is necessary. Regardless of any of that, conversation is necessary.
Country boy said, church can't make or break anybody. Only Christ can. Amen to that. I can't lie. Some of you, boy, y'all be talking some good stuff. That spirit, come on, y'all. Y'all talk good. Then y'all come back crazy. We're progress. Let me see if he ever answered that other question. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ellen. I'm trying to read the last bit before.
That's what it is. It's the importance of conversation. Mm-hmm. We have to create more dialogue. We have to keep talking. We have to find ways to reason with one another, and respect one another, regardless of what our stand is or our position or belief is on whatever it is. It's important for us to take to sit down and talk and have understanding, going behind each other's back or sending somebody to hell before you even know who they are. That's not how you do it.
I'm not reading. But Major, you see, I didn't even answer you. He trying to amp me up. I'm not even answering. Look how he talking about don't treat Harris like Sister E. No, go ahead. He talking. I'm just looking. I'm trying to read what you call it. I got to come across Major. What you call it?
Well, I just eased in and Jason
just got on.
Jason had to step out, so I went ahead and plugged in for him. You know, kind of.
Oh, okay, all right. We definitely appreciate that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Thomas White. I haven't seen him in a minute, but that's my piece too. Looking out. I couldn't do this stuff without these people, y'all. Y'all see these people that come on here? We all work together. I couldn't do this stuff without these people. I really appreciate
for you all that have not gave a thumbs up on this video. Give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not subscribed yet. You just saw in the link where Brother Berean left the link if you want to support Brother Berean's TV through PayPal or via Patreon.
Oh yeah, we got that Cash App too. Berean
Yes,
Teach, $ Berean Teach. You know, y'all want to put $1, whatever in there, whatever.
So,
you know,
whatever support you give is much appreciated.
It definitely
Me
is.
myself, I don't get a dime of that. My blessing is to be able to bless another brother by supporting him in his efforts. By having dialogue with you, those are my blessings.
Thank you, Gloria. No, that's Gloria Inspired Media. Thank you so much. We appreciate that. Okay, I'm gonna do that, Pastor Major. We appreciate you. We may have to get you on, right? I don't know if I'm gonna get you on. I tell you, matter of fact, I'm gonna hit you. I'm gonna send you that link. Plus, I'm gonna hit Pastor Jerome. Because I want some people just to talk on here. Pastor Major, can you come on here and talk when you like you got some sense with another individual that might be involved in? No, I know you can. I think because I really wanted to start it off. I want to really start it off on a good note, and I know Pastor Major, I really respect you. I know what you're doing, and I believe that I can start it off with you and another well-respected pastor, and it'll because we have to. This is something that's really important to me, and I'm not gonna lie because I'm kind of like Elder, because I'm kind of like the streets. I like a zoo. I like, but y'all see already what my zoo done turned to, with Sister Cherry them went and got G them ran and got Faithful and got Sister E on there. Y'all see what my zoo done turned into, and then they're like, Lord Jesus, I didn't mean no harm. Look what this thing, everybody eating. I'm like, Lord God, it done turned into
Brother Berean, we could talk to I don't know if he's available or not, but we could talk to Pastor Majors offline. As soon as we log off, we can bring him in and have a conversation.
Oh yeah, matter of fact, yeah. We're on. Let me see where he at right now. You on right now, right? You see those numbers on there?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking. I think no. I just hit him. I want to see. I don't know if he's still on. Let me look down.
It looked like he may be.
Are you looking at the screen? Oh, you in the house? You looking at the screen?
Yes.
Okay. No. It looked like I'm looking at my phone. You hear me, Pastor? I just hit you with the. Let me see. Oh, Jeremy. Oh no, Jeremy. I just hit Jeremy in the text. Oh, Father. Oh, I guess he didn't even read the text. Oh, you don't look at your thing that much. We appreciate you. He don't look at the. Let me look down here. He don't look at the. You don't look at your cell phone that much.
Well, Rod Moses want to know how can he donate.
Oh yeah, that was you that called me. Matter of fact, let me see that other number. I'm getting ready to send you up. I don't know what number. I look like you got the 850. Oh Lord, he said give him 10.
And Boom Church said give him 10 minutes.
Okay, you got that. That's your 850 number. Oh, and do y'all got any questions? No, Mike Show. We ain't gonna ban Rob Moses. He like pictures. We want him to come on here with them. We want him to come on here with them pictures.
Brother Berean, we got to get him on here before the year's up.
You hear me? Thank you so much, lot. We appreciate you. You got to, Rob Moses, you got to come on here with them pictures. You on Facebook restriction? Don't come around me. You said he on Facebook restriction? That means you talking crazy. You had him what? He shouldn't even told me that. He shouldn't even told me that because he trying to draw. I don't want no attention over here. And he already told me he done been in. And that's your second or third time being on them having him Facebook suspended.
So
what do he be doing on Facebook?
Rob Moses?
Yeah, that's what he just said. You looking at the thing?
Well, who knows whose channel he's on having conversation?
Yeah. Rob Moses, I hope them feds ain't sent you. Don't bother us. He trying to get up here and get all friendly with us, and he can't down with COINTEL. You better help keep an eye on him, Mike Shaw. Yolanda, y'all better keep watching Rob Moses, because sometimes some of them texts be slipping by me what he be saying up in here. Rush laughing. I ain't playing with him. let me see. All right, y'all. I wanted to try to
Like I
really.
said on the questions, we can wait for Boom Church offline if you like.
Yeah, yeah. I thought maybe he wanted to well, we'll get on it. We'll just set it all up then, right?
Yes. We'll just wait for him offline.
Okay, all right, y'all. We going. Listen. Come on, Jen. You want to brief a word of prayer before we get up out of here, sir?
Sure.
Please.
Heavenly Father, most gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for our beloved brother Berean, Lord God. We thank you most of all, Lord God, for creating us. Heavenly Father, we thank you for allowing us to come forward with dialogue, with communication, with hopes and aspirations, that Heavenly Father, that we'll do your will to your expectations, Heavenly Father. We pray that we'll continue to move forward. We pray, Heavenly Father, that we be great representatives for you, Heavenly Father, and we thank you and we love you. And may those that have been listening and also participating, Heavenly Father, may they be blessed and protected and watched over, Lord God, in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. All right. Okay, everybody. Good night. Y'all hit me at bereanteach@gmail.com. We're gonna chop it up with Pastor Major and just talk about a little sense of direction where we're gonna go with individuals and just building as God's people.